to that thing on the wall back there. I can barely see it. All right, I'll call this meeting to order, the July 9th meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Anybody that's present needs to look through the stuff. There's a agenda on the podium there, and we'll take the items in order as they occur. Number one will be a roll call. Miss Velvet?
Anita Pickett,
Present.
Jason Dupree,
Here.
Anderson Neal,
Here.
Dr. Hickerson,
Here.
Chris Owens,
Here.
and Chairman Thomas.
Here. Present. Number two will be the adoption of the summarized minutes of the June 11th meeting.
Move we accept them as they were presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. This will be a voice vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number three will be a preliminary plat review requested by Colin Kuhn, 6211 Tennessee Road, Texarkana, Arkansas, for approval of the Highland consisting of 41 lots. Legal description is the tract of land is legally described as the north one half of the southeast one quarter of the northeast one quarter of section 27, township 15 south, range 28 west, Miller County, Arkansas, containing 20 acres more or less, parcel number 003-18-100. Parcel is located in the 600 to 700 block of North Rondo Road. Miss Jamie?
Okay, so this is the proper, well, first of all, let me say, if we need, Tyler is in the building if we need him, so, oh, never mind, Tyler's here. Thanks, Tyler, now I look like an idiot, that's okay.
Mr. City Manager / Public Works Director?
Okay, this is the property over on South Rondo Road, this is 82 right here. The property, McNatt Lane is right here. This property doesn't connect to McNatt, but it's right there at where McNatt ends over in the middle there. It's zoned R1 now. There is water on the east side of Rondo Road, and so they'll have to come under the road to bring water in, and actually, you're going to bring it in from back here, right? Yeah, they're going to bring the water and sewer in from back here. This is the plat. It's 41 houses right now. And we've had a pre-submission conference with the fire department and all the utilities, Windstream, they're all good with this. And Colin is here, if you'd like to speak to him, if you have any questions for me.
You said water and sewer will come from McNatt, from that?
They'll come, the water and sewer comes in right here. McNatt ends somewhere around there, and water and
So it
sewer.
runs McNatt down the Meadows and then up to 82 to hit the main line, is that right?
Down Meadows, McNatt, yes,
To the north?
yes,
And TWU says no problem? with
Yeah.
Sewer? and
Yeah.
back?
yeah, they were there at the meeting. And he will have to submit water and street plans to Tyler to be approved before they pull those utilities.
I'm seeing in this overlay drawing done that originally was set up with one exit, one entrance, the same, but in the final plat, it's been modified to two entrance exits. That's the final. That's what we're,
Just due to the restriction of one entrance, you can only have 30 lots,
good,
and that's why we added the second entrance.
great. Well, I've kind of taken a stand, one entrance to 41 homes is a no deal. So I see that you've got double entrances, and that's great.
Just a general question on something with this many lots. Will you be doing all the construction, selling lots, and the individual can get their own builder?
We're not 100% sure on that right now. We will start out building
Okay.
most of the homes in there, but there may be, we'll just kind of see how that plays out. we're not going to set up a restriction as of right now.
Are all the homes gonna be built alike? They're gonna be the same?
They will have requirements. There'll be an architectural committee within the subdivision that will have the restrictions as far as square footage, certain things like that, that they'll need to abide by, and it will have to pass the, I guess, through that architectural committee before they can start construction. The minimum house size in here will be 2,000 square feet.
Size.
We need to let the record reflect that Mr. Colin Coon was commenting in the positive on this. We didn't ask him to the podium, so my fault. All right, any questions from any of the members to Ms. Jamie? Anyone?
Jamie, I just need to ask Mr. Coon a question. Notice they had 10 notices go out to your neighbors surrounding the property, no opposition at all?
We didn't receive any phone calls whatsoever about it. And Director Roberts, this is his ward, and I believe he said he has spoken. Yeah, come on.
Excuse the shorts.
Sure. State your name for the record, please.
Terry Roberts, 2101 Selma. Thank you, Commissioner and Mr. Chairman, for serving, number one. You do a lot of hard work for us, and I appreciate that. But
Thank you.
I represent Ward 1 on the Board of Directors, and the majority of the people, this isn't going to be right up on anyone. And
Okay.
I've talked to a lot of the people out there. No one is an objection to it whatsoever, and I just wanted to be on the record to tell you I support him 100% on this and hope we can continue doing business with him on the Arkansas side.
Good, okay.
So, thank y'all so much.
Welcome. Well, the only neighbors that you've got really are behind on Meadows Road, and then there's a couple across 237, right? So there's nobody right next to you. You're wooded on both sides. Okay. Well, 237 being a major arterial is more than enough to carry the extra traffic, so that shouldn't be an issue. Question for our Public Works Director.
What can I do for you?
Corner radiuses are adequate to fire requirements?
Yes, sir, we
Since
addressed that in the
I didn't see any
pre-submission.
measurements down here, so.
Yes, sir, we addressed that in the pre-submission conference with the fire marshal and the developer.
Very good. And the closest fire hydrant is where?
I got that right here. I know that Jim, our fire marshal, reviewed that. Colin, do you know where it is offhand?
I don't know offhand.
Do you have plans to mount a fire hydrant on site?
Yes, sir. There'll be one, I think it's every 500 feet
Okay,
within the subdivision. That's for the fire marshal to make sure that it is not, no driveway is more than 250 feet away from the fire hydrant.
very good.
Yeah, that was addressed in the pre-submission
Okay.
conference as well.
And what's left to do on this toward the final plat approval? Do you have other work needed, utility information and stuff like that?
Yes, sir, they'll have to, if y'all approve this tonight, they'll go back to their engineers, finish up a full set of civils, which will include street design, utility design, drainage design, all of that. That'll pass through Public Works, Fire Marshal, and TWU for approval.
Okay.
Once that is approved, they can start construction. And once the public infrastructure is built, so the street is finished, utilities are finished, lights installed, all of that, we'll do our inspections, and then we'll provide, each one of us, Fire Marshal, Public Works, and TWU will each provide an approval, and then it'll come back to y'all for final plat approval, and dedication of right-of-way to the board.
Very good. Any other questions, Mr. Tyler? Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, anyone here to speak in opposition to this approval? All right, seeing none, this will be this won't need to go forward to the Board of Directors, so this can be a voice vote of approval from this board and allow this issue to move forward. So Chair accepts the motion.
I make that motion to approve.
Motion to approve and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. So we'll move forward to the final work on that. All right, item number 4, requested by Colin Coons, 6211 Tennessee Road, Texarkana, Arkansas, to rezone the property located at 6103 Mount Olive, Texarkana, Arkansas, from C4 Crossroads Business Park to Plan Unit Development, or PUD zone, for the purpose of constructing single-family homes. McDonald Heights subdivision property is zoned C4 Crossroad Business Park and is legally described as plat northeast, northwest, southwest of Section 05, Township 15 South, Range 28 West, Texarkana, Miller County, containing 2.12 acres, more or less. If y'all remember, this was the piece of property that Mr. Collin wanted to put the townhomes on, and the City Board of Directors rejected that. So this is a second opportunity to develop the land. Ms. Jamie?
So as Chairman Thomas said, this is the land here on Mount Olive and McDonald. It's zone C4 right now. It's got R1 and R2, and as we said before, this C1 is that little barbecue restaurant that's there. There is sewer and water on Mount Olive. He will have to extend those on the back side of the properties back here, and we've already you spoke to TWU about that. So we're looking at 5 lots of single-family homes. As with the PUD, there is no setbacks set up in the ordinances. They are based on each individual request. And because we have this right-of-way here is taking in so much property, our setbacks here are 15 feet. And I talked to Tyler today. This right-of-way here from the curb to the property line is 10 feet larger than normally. So we've got almost 25 feet there, 35 feet there from the curb back to this setback line, or to the setback here. So Tyler's comfortable with that. Water on the back of the property here, like I said. And we've received one phone call regarding this from a gentleman who was asking what had been decided about the townhomes, and once I explained to him that we were no longer doing those, these were actually single-family homes, they were fine with that. But that's the only phone call we've received on this.
Okay. So we dealt with the setback issue with the townhomes, and we decided, it was pointed out that right-of-way easement being what it was, we were actually larger than the required 25-foot setback. So this will apply here also then, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, any questions from the board for Ms. Jamie?
And we will have to do this in 2 parts. We'll have to do the rezoning first, and then the preliminary plat approval. Right?
Correct.
Right. So this is just the rezoning right now.
Very good. Any questions? All right. I think I have some questions for you, Colin, if you'll step to the podium. State your
Sir.
name for the record, please.
Colin Coon, 6211 Tennessee Road.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
On these 5 lots, do you intend on having street access onto McDonald?
Yes, sir.
So there'll be a front-facing driveway and garage?
Correct.
And these houses will be approximately what square footage?
They'll be planning to be 1,700 and above.
Okay, with a single-car garage or a double?
A
or
double.
Double garage?
Yeah, minimum double.
With access to the curb cuts out to McDonald then?
Correct.
Okay.
And I think I think that's lot 5, we'll probably utilize a side entry on that off of McDonald, on that side.
Oh, on
If
the
you-
last
on-
lot?
On the last lot there.
The triangular shaped lot?
Correct.
Okay. Utilities come in from which direction?
They'll come in from the east and move, I guess, westerly along the back of the lots.
Okay. You're building the houses yourself or just selling lots?
I'll be building the houses myself.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
very good. Any other questions for Mr. Collin from the board? Anyone? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else here to speak in favor of this development? Is there anyone here to speak in opposition to this development or have questions?
I have a question for Jamie. When we send notifications, how do we do that? How do you judge? Do you just judge right around the area where Mr. Collin is wanting to build, or who gets a notification?
So, per the ordinance, if it's something that goes to the Board of Directors, we notify everyone within 300 feet of any of the property line.
Gotcha.
If it doesn't go to the Board of Directors, it's a 100-foot notification. And TWU has an application that we just put in the address and draw the lot, and it'll produce those property owners that are inside that area. We can tell it we want 2 miles or 300 feet or whatever, and it spits it out. So, and they're mailed. And we mail them approximately 2 weeks before the meeting date.
Gotcha. Thank you.
That answer your question?
Did.
Very good. All right, any other questions from the board members for anyone? So as Ms. Jamie pointed out, this will be a 2-part thing. We'll vote firstly on the rezone, and the rezone will be from a C4 Crossroads Business Park to a PUD planned unit development. C4 zone does not allow any residential homes in it. So in the C4, the PUD or planned unit development overlay allows this board and the city board of directors to have more direct control over the developments that are done and to make sure that everything fits as it should. So we'll have a vote on the rezone, and then we'll have a vote on the preliminary plat approval, which does not go before the board. It'll be a voice vote, and the first will be a roll call. So the chair accepts a motion for the rezone.
I make a motion for the rezone from C4 to a plain unit development.
Second the motion.
And we have a second and a motion. All right, call the roll, please.
Ms. Pickett?
Yes.
Mr. Dupree?
Yes.
Mr. Neal?
Yes.
Dr. Hickerson?
Yes.
Ms. Owens?
Yes.
And Chairman Thomas.
Yes. Very good. That having passed, that will go before the board. Colin, that will go before the board on August the 5th, as will your other, well, no, the others are preliminary, I'm sorry. August 5th, the board should hear that in their agenda. All right, now the preliminary plat approval as drawn out in your packet. This will need a preliminary plat just as the other one did, and then they can move on to the final engineering. A point of order here, if the board decides to reject the PUD rezoning, then the plat approval becomes a moot point and not relevant to that development any longer. So the chair accepts a motion on the preliminary plat approval. Yes or no? We need a motion.
I'll make the motion, we approve.
All right, we have a motion. Need a second? All right, this will be a voice vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Same sign. Motion carries. So we have a preliminary plat approval and an approval on the rezone contingent upon the city board of directors' final approval or disapproval. Very good. Moving on to item number 5. Ms. Jamie, I'll let you address this.
So as Velvet and I go through the ordinances looking for things, we run across things that need to be fixed. So we're in the process of trying to clean some of that up. In this section of the ordinance, it lists all of our zoning districts. We have never added the limited mixed-use rural there, so we just need to add that. In this section, for some reason, there is some extraneous wording here. You can see this says this is a district for single-family homes on large rural lots. It's the exact same thing that's down here. And I'm assuming at some point it somehow accidentally got cut and pasted in here. We just need to take that out. Same thing here with limited mixed-use rural. We've never added the fee for that in this portion of the ordinance. Now, this was a request that came to me from code enforcement, from Roger. So in our definition of a mobile home park, which we, to the best of our knowledge, only have one mobile home park left, and that's Shady Acres over on Old Blackman Ferry Road.
Okay?
But in the definition of a mobile home park, it says mobile home parks may include travel trailer accommodations provided that no more than 25% of the mobile home park is used for this purpose. Well, in another part of our ordinance, it says that you cannot temporarily or permanently live in a RV unless it is in a travel trailer park, which is different than a mobile home park. So
Right.
they conflict each other. So code enforcement has asked us to strike this sentence right here. Honestly, we would like to strike this whole definition, but we can't because we still have at least one active mobile home park, so we can't. Mobile home parks, so we understand, mobile home parks accommodate the pre-regulation mobile homes, which I believe is like 1977.
Yeah.
What we have now are manufactured home parks, which are the post-regulation 1977.
That's an overlay district, is it not?
Yeah, that's an overlay district. We have at least one spot that I know we have zoned for a manufactured home park.
All right.
Over on 82, which you may remember that when they tried to put in, RV storage over there.
Yeah.
And it is still zoned for a manufactured home park.
Okay.
So, but anyway, so they have just asked us to strike this right here. And the one other thing that is not on there, which came up while I was on vacation, last month when we rezoned the property on Phillips Lane, there was a typo in the legal description. So there was an extra east in there.
There was a southeast missing.
Yeah. So we're asking the board to just correct that legal description in that
Okay,
ordinance.
so this is housekeeping stuff.
This is all housekeeping stuff.
Very good.
But it will have to go before the board, so we do need a vote on it.
Okay. All right, any questions of Ms. Jamie about these 4 items? Anyone? Ms. Jamie, on the mobile home and RV definition, is the RV definition attached at all to the manufactured home overlay? Does the language need to
No.
be changed there
No.
either? Only in the old mobile home park? Okay, very good. Everybody agree with the A1 zone limited mixed-use fee of $100? That is in concordance with our other fees. I don't know why we didn't set a fee when we set that zone. I thought we did that.
You may have, it never got put in the ordinance. I had,
Okay.
when it came up with the Phillips Lane rezoning, I had to go back and see what we had charged everybody else for it. So
I got you.
I made an assumption that it was $100 because that's what we charged everybody. So.
Okay. All right. Any questions for Ms. Jamie? Anyone? All right, this will be a roll call vote because it goes before the City Board of Directors for final approval of our ordinances. Chair accepts a motion. And the motion would be to accept these 4 revisions provided for us.
I make the motion, we accept the revision.
We have a motion and a second. Very good. Call roll, please.
Anita Pickett,
Yes.
Jason Dupree, Anderson Neal,
Yes.
Dr. Hickerson,
Yes.
Ms. Owens,
Yes.
and Chairman Thomas. Oh, wait.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry. All right, motion carries, so you can present those to the board. I apologize for getting out of line.
That's all right.
All right, item number 6 would be to replace our missing member, Adger Smith, who resigned.
Right here.
Yeah, who sits right here. So, Mr. Adger was also our vice chairman, so as a member, an issue of housekeeping, we'll probably need to elect a vice chairman tonight. Everybody has these, 5 replacements. Now, we don't actually have a choice in these. These are presented to us for review only, I think. The city board will, in closed session, review these and decide which one they'd like to do as a replacement. But you can see this, it's pretty impressive that we've got 5 people wanting to be on this board. There was times when we had to beg somebody to do it. So it's good to have some opportunity. I'm seeing that Director Hart has proposed one, as has Mr. Neal here with us has proposed one, and Tyler Richardson has signed off on one, and then Director Harris has signed off on one, and Director Brewer has signed off on one. So my assumption is that the board of directors who signed off, those individuals are from their ward and would be a broad representation. Anybody have any comments or questions about any of
You
these?
might tell Tyler he looked a little surprised.
Did Tyler look surprised? You got your name on this application,
Yeah,
Tyler.
I don't, who was it? Okay, I
Mike
just want to clarify, I didn't sign off on anything.
Okay, well, he's got your name down so that as a reference, so.
Reference.
Okay, he just put it
Yeah.
down as a reference.
We all know we all know Mike because he was on this board earlier with us and is eminently qualified, having been on the board twice before and also been on the board of directors once. So he should certainly be taken into consideration.
Chairman Thomas, we've had a request that you read the names
The names, okay,
and perhaps the names and who recommended them.
very good. All right, Miss Corey Mobbs, it was recommended by Jeff Hart, Ward 6. Miss Corey lives in my neighborhood. Edward E. Lewis Jr. Was recommended by Mr. Neal, Mr. Anderson Neal, our director here. He's a Navy veteran with good references. Mr. Mike Jones, of course, we all know Mr. Mike. He was, as I said, on the board earlier. Roosevelt Thompson was recommended by Lanny Harris. What is Lanny? Is Ward 2? Is that his ward? Ward 2? And then Rosalind Blair Lewis was recommended by Director Brewer. Director Brewer is Ward 4? No, he's not. Is he 5 or 4? 4, I thought so. So those are the names. Miss Rosalind has a 2-page recommendation like she's applying for a job. She's really got some inventory behind her. So those are the ones that the city board will have to recommend. I can't say that I would prefer one over the other or none over any, so I think any of these would be qualified to be on this board.
I have a question. Is the city board limited to only the people who have filled out applications? Or can y'all, honestly, it's a good group. I'm just wondering, are y'all limited to these 5, or can y'all get to pick somebody out of there? If you want.
Fill out an application, but we could recruit additional people, or if you have somebody in mind,
Yeah.
we could ask them to apply.
Well, these applications are kept on file with
I
the
know
city
that,
clerk,
yeah,
so you
yeah.
got a pool of people to pull from, so, yeah.
It's good to have 5 people wanting to do it.
Well, I think even a lot of the board members have circulated through this commission. When I first came on this board in '96, Mayor Brown was chairman of the board, so, we've all taken our turns. This board, as everybody knows, is an advisory board to the city board of directors. They have the final say over most issues. We've been given limited powers on things that we can't approve without prior board or subsequent board actions. But our main thing is land use and the highest and best use and development of the city. So we make our recommendations based on the technical aspects of it and not particularly what a developer wants to do or not do. We've had developers, I shudder to say, we've had developers lie to us in the past. Imagine that. But, you have to look at the zone and is the zone appropriate regardless of what the use is, because every zone has a multiplicity of uses, and the use that is proposed may not ultimately be the use that was done. So land use is our effort. So whatever you guys decide to choose to replace Mr. Smith, make it somebody that's interesting and somebody that wants to contribute. That's our only question. Very good. So we'll move forward from that. Item number 7, which is not on our agenda, would be other business. So Miss Jamie?
Were you going to elect a vice chairman?
That was item number 7.
Oh, vice chairman.
So
You brought it, okay.
what else
So-
was there? There was something you and I...
I wanted, we had talked earlier about having a workshop to go over the bylaws. We have nothing as far as agenda items for August, so we will do that workshop at our regular meeting in August, and I will get you copies of the bylaws and everything out next week, so you'll have plenty of time to put some thought into that.
Very
We'll
good.
just do that then.
I got a question. Are we sticking to Thursdays now, even though I just broke up? I don't care either way, but
We did change to Thursday, except for this meeting, which was Thursday was not going to be a good day. So we can stay at Tuesday, or we can go ahead to Thursday, whatever the pleasure is. What works for y'all? I mean, y'all are here all day long. We just show up at 6 o'clock to hang out for an hour or so.
It's really y'all, there's more of y'all than there are me.
What's the consensus on the board?
I guess I'm dumb, I can't remember why.
Huh?
Can't remember why we were going to Thursday.
We had some people with conflicts on the second Tuesday of the month.
Gotcha.
Yep.
It doesn't matter to me.
Well, Mr. Smith is going on the county quorum court. He was elected quorum court, so Adger's going to be really busy with that, and that was a definite conflict, so he couldn't be on this board and be on the quorum court both, because they both meet the same day. So that eliminated that conflict of interest. So we can stay Tuesday if it's a consensus, or we can move to Thursday. What works for y'all? I should say it this way: are there any conflicts with us continuing on a Tuesday? No one has a conflict? How about we stay on Tuesday?
Okay.
That work?
Second Tuesday of the month.
Second Tuesday of the month.
I'll change my calendar again.
4 months, but we got there.
Yeah, okay. The workshop next next month.
It'll be the
We'll
second
just-
Tuesday of the month.
The only item, unless you get some others, will be the
No,
workshop.
Just
Second
electing
Tuesday.
the vice chairman.
Okay,
Second Tuesday.
Second Tuesday of August.
Back when
All
we
right.
started from.
Same time, same place.
our bylaws say, and I asked Miss Jamie the question tonight, in my tenure here, we've had a couple of times where the chairman and the vice chairman were neither here, but yet we had a quorum. And the bylaws suggest that if that case occurs again, that the interim chairman for that particular meeting is nominated or suggested by the board. So we'll hold that in place. But in the interest of having a vice chair, now we need to select and elect a vice chair. So the chair opens it for nominations for vice chairman. Anyone?
Mr. Neal,
I'm not really,
Huh?
I don't think.
he's
I'm-
not eligible.
Well, you would be eligible for vice chair, but not for chair. Is that correct, Miss Jamie? So,
I read the bylaws today, there's nothing in there that says.
would you, okay, Mr. Anderson Neal accepts the nomination
I
for,
move the nomination cease immediately.
very good. Okay, this will be a voice vote to approve Mr. Anderson Neal as vice chair. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? Very good. Mr. Neal, thank you for serving. We appreciate all your effort. This will be your third year in a row, so I'm glad. All right, being there no other business, the chair accepts a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
So done. Thank you all.